On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything: culture, history, mythology, music, and the language. Which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history, and no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you. And fucking welcome to the Smit Hole. My name is Smitty. I'll stop talking like that for your benefit and mine. It is the What the Hell Everything podcast. I got super excited like right before I went live. I've been live, but before I turned the microphone on and started saying fucking words, I got super excited. It's always fun to do the show, man. Love doing the live show, hence where we're at right now. If you are on the live stream, very much, first of all, thank you very much. Second of all, feel free to chime in, comment, otherwise request or whatever you want to shit talk about during the live stream. I'll try to chime in and try to take some requests or some suggestions if you have those, because it is going to be talky stuff mixed up with the reaction stuff. That's what I do, man. So we're going to have fun on the fucking live stream. I'm in a great fucking mood. Great mood. We do have the live stream going. Heidi Joe on the motherfucking live stream. Good to see you, Heidi Joe. And I haven't figured that out. I might be stupid. There's that very real possibility that it is so obvious of a thing why certain patrons, in this case Heidi, and maybe others, if you are not getting notifications, please. But I know there's people that show up on the live stream, so somebody's getting fucking notified that it's happening. But if you're like Heidi, and for whatever reason you're not getting notifications, even though you have it turned on your end, please let me know, because I got to figure this fucking thing out. That being said, it's going to be a good day today. Let's check the word of the day and get this doggone thing figured out. Let's switch over so we can get input correctly. Ooh, shit. Honestly, that is the original. Obviously, it's Van Halen, Running with the Devil, but it was so funny that it flew into that right when we started the show, because that was the original intro for my radio show. It went donk, donk, donk into Hair the Dog from Nazareth, just the fucking the cowbell part, really. I'm trying to remember how the intro went. McTang, if you're on, who was the co-host of that fucking show, by all means, make me remember how that went, what part of the fucking song it was. Now you're messing with the son of a bitch part. It was called The Afternoon Hangover, hence the theme song was Hair the Dog, but the fucking Van Halen part came into that. That being said, whoa. Making mountains out of molehills, Smith. But what were we going to do? We were going to do the word of the day. Fucking A. Where is the word of the day? From dictionary.com. Should I feel the need to shout out dictionary.com? It's probably the cool thing to do, right? I'm fucking using the word of the day. It's their site that I get it from. And thus, I don't even know if somebody has to have noticed, right? That, like, if anybody that watches the podcast or listens to the podcast, I don't know if anybody's noticed. Please let me know if you have realized that I have made the word of the day the title of the podcast, you know? because I think, and I may have said this in another podcast recently, I'm not sure, but just to clarify, I never titled the fucking episodes. It was just the date. And I was always just like, man, I really want to do something just for organization's sake and things. How the fuck? I don't want to go all the way back and start numbering episodes. So I just started doing the word of the day and just kind of just evolved into me making it the title. So I don't know if anybody's noticed, but that's the way I'm going to do it from fucking now on. The word of the day, I'm going to take a stab. I'm trying to not see the pronunciation, which is directly below the word. Adumbrate. 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 I'm going to take a stab at it.
Adumbrate.
Well,
Adumbrate.
Ha ha! The first one, I've learned this in radio school. Like when you're looking at the pronunciation of the word, the first is always like the most correct. I think that was how it was explained to me. That teacher could have been full of shit. I don't know. But that first pronunciation is like the most correct. And then like the next accepted pronunciation is that one. So I nailed it. But the stress on adumbrate.
Adumbrate.
The fuck does this word mean?
Adumbrate.
Adumbrate. Adumbrate. I think I nailed it. To foreshadow or prefigure. Huh. It's interesting. To foreshadow or prefigure. There's got to be people watching or listening to this that are like, it's not as interesting as you fucking think, fuckface. More about adumbrate. First recorded in 1575 to 1585. It comes from the past participle of the Latin verb adumbrare, to shade. Adumbrare has the stem umber, shade, shadow, also found on the astronomy terms umbra, the complete or perfect shadow of a planet, and, how the fuck do you say that word? Penumbra, the partial or imperfect shadow outside the complete shadow of a planet. There you go. The subtle hints in her letter adumbrated her true intentions. I'm pretty sure I won't remember that word. But it was fun to say, because I nailed it. Adumbrate. Is that how you say that? Oh, I lost the fucking site already. I already closed out of it. But that is the word of the day. I feel smarter, even though I don't really think I'm going to retain much of that information. It was fucking awesome. Let me pull this picture up. Yesterday was the 27th. It is recording date and time, by the way, February 28th, 9:51 a.m. Yesterday, in the bustling metropolis of Mansalona, Michigan, in Antrim County, it was a red letter day, a day for the ages that I wore fucking flip-flops and shorts and a t-shirt. I think I actually had hoodie on in this picture if you're watching the fucking video. But the whitest legs ever, by the way. And people will talk shit, because I did post that. A day for the ages. First time ever. There's no fucking way I was wearing flip-flops ever on February 27th, man. It feels fantastic. Like, yeah, I know the trend is, like, not normal and dangerous, but, like, for now, I'm going to be fucking comfortable. Let's start earlier. Why the fuck not, you know? People made fun of my fucking white legs. I'm like, well, how else do you start? I'm not going to go to the tanning bed, all right? I've seen fucking Alex Rodriguez lately, and it's just like, you want to talk about, because he said he fell asleep in a tanning bed, and it looks like that's exactly what happened. Other than that, or he's got psychological issues. That's very real possibility, too. Plus, he's probably fucking just a dick like Alex Rodriguez. Fuck that guy. Anyway, you got to start from somewhere. You know, it's been winter. I lived in a basement before this. And now that I'm fucking above ground again, like the fucking groundhog, you got to start from scratch, man. So my white-ass legs were out in full force yesterday. I even just made an excuse to, like, run errands, just to go to the store. Then my drive to Bel Air, which is a lovely fucking drive with the right tunes, man. We're in a fucking, it's like a road trip kind of vibe. It's just fun to go down the road and go to the grocery store, as old man as it sounds. I just had the window open, you know, just with the tunes going and loving fucking sunshine. And today it's back to fuck off. It is a 100% back to fuck off. And we all knew it was coming. You know that's not going to stick around. Like, what is it right now? I don't know. It went from fucking 60. It was 70 fucking degrees yesterday. Fahrenheit. Today it is now 16. I bet it was not even 24 hours. That is a 60 fucking degree difference. A 55 degree difference in temperature, just about. It's fucking snowing right now. It's windy. It's not going to get any fucking warmer than this. What is fucking balls fucking cold. And the roads are going to be icy. It's going to be a fucking treacherous ass commute. So if you don't see me pass this podcast, that's what happened. I died in a fucking car accident on the icy roads of northern Michigan. It's days like yesterday, though, from my seasonal depression standpoint, which is very fucking real. Just makes everything fucking great. The windows were open. I was in fucking shorts and a goddamn t-shirt. Even right now, I'm still just wearing shorts because I got them busted out. It's not cold in this fucking apartment. It's really nice. I do have slippers on, though, in the Smithhole Slipper Club. But it is fucking terrible outside. But here's the thing, because it is kind of fucked. You know? I mean, it's February 28th, or 27th yesterday. And I mean, there's one extra day of February. March kicks off on Friday. And what is it? It's going to be back up to fucking 60s like in just a few days. It's going to be back up to like 40s and 50s and 60s for a couple days before dipping back down again. First of all, it's weather like that that's going to get me sick. I'm a firm believer that that temperature spike and peaks and valleys over a short period of time can like at least make me fucking sick. But then it's not fucking normal. You know, it's not normal. Was there tornadoes downstate somewhere? I'd have to look up. I don't know if that was correct. Somewhere down south from me in the state of Michigan had fucking like Grand Blanc or something like that. It's fucking February. It's just not normal. It's all just because now I think the argument has shifted, at least from the folks that say that climate change. They don't even say it's not real anymore. It's just that it's not man-made. I think that's the argument, that how the argument has shifted for most of those folks, where it wasn't a thing before. Now it is, but it's just the natural course of history. What the fuck did we have to do with it? Why should we change our shit? In at the very least, an effort to, hey, what if we're wrong? I'll always put that out front. What if I'm wrong? Because I'm wrong quite a bit. I'm a dumbass fucking human, but I'm also smarter than I think a lot of people. I don't know about a lot, at least some. You know, I'm definitely smarter than some people. And even I can see the fucking... It's very easy to see the man-made pattern when it's presented to you due to things like core samples, you know, where you can see the amount of carbon and other things that were in the atmosphere. And then when humans started their industrial life, essentially, it goes exactly kind of as people have said. And we're living exactly as they fucking said it would. It's just more long and drawn out and less dramatic if you're looking for like apocalyptic events, you know. I am not necessarily looking for apocalyptic events. I just want to know how it all goes down. I want to be witness to how it all fucking goes down, just from a fucking observation standpoint, you know. How did it happen? We lived it, bro. It was fucking long, drawn out fucking temperature changes. I think they call that climate change, actually. Oh my God, did I say those words out loud? Oh my God. I feel like their live vibe would be really, really, really fun. So yes. Oh boy, what's next? Oh my God, you know what? Remember me talking about a few episodes now ago on the podcast. I just had the most embarrassing moment where I literally was wandering around the fucking part parking lot of the grocery store. Couldn't remember where I fucking parked. I parked up close. I never park up close. And I did that day. And didn't think I did. So I walked around basically the whole parking lot. It felt like for like an hour, but it was probably like less than 5 minutes, but it seemed like forever. And you know everybody's watching you, and you're like, motherfucker. It's the worst feeling in the world. The entire world, it's got to be the worst feeling. And that's probably an exaggeration with all the terrible things going on in the world, but in that moment, it feels pretty fucking awful. And I went to fucking family fair again. And thankfully, that did not happen to me. But it did happen to some other fucking lady, and I watched her wander around the same fucking goddamn... the same parking lot that I did. And it was just because I don't know how long. She was probably wandering around for... I don't know, I'm fucking crying over here. 30 to 40 seconds I could see her wandering around, but it was just one of those things. She's like, fuck. And you could see her, and I didn't have my window down. And I did not, like, stare at her, but I was watching, you know. And like when I did it, her eyes told the story where you're just like, fuck. I am so pissed off. I know it's here somewhere. You could see the same feelings on this on this lady's face that I had, and for it to be in the same parking lot less than like 2 to 3 weeks later was so fucking hilarious. I had to like muffle my laughs because I didn't want her to fucking hear me laughing at her because bitch, I could fucking relate. And what the best part is I was like, she looks normal. Okay. She doesn't look like a dipshit. You know, she looks less like a normal human. That's where the judginess comes in because I was like, clearly, I was like, oh, I have to look stupid right now. Does somebody think I look stupid if I look like an idiot? You know, that's the worst. Man, I watched her and I was just like, oh no. I almost thought about like rolling the window down and being like, hey, it happened to me. And she'd probably look at me and be like, great. That makes me feel so much fucking better. But I wouldn't have done that. It's the best move in that scenario to just keep your fucking mouth shut. You know? There's all sorts of fucking smart-ass motherfuckers that need to throw in their 2 cents at every opportunity and would make a fucking joke in that scenario. And you would be a fucking asshole for doing so. As much as you want to, remember, it can always fucking happen to you. Oh, man. That fucking poor woman. It was fucking brilliant. It was fantastic. Oh, my God. That's all I have to say about that. Let's listen to some fucking Japanese metal. I meant to talk about this the other day because I was talking about Joaquin Phoenix, and I just talked about whatever I was talking about with Joaquin Phoenix and then skipped the whole entire fucking point of bringing it up in the first place. This is what happens a lot, where I just have this thing and I have this lead up in my head of how I kind of want to tell a fucking story. And a lot of times I'll get sidetracked in the fucking story and I won't get back to the original point. It just happens sometimes. The point of the whole thing with fucking Joaquin Phoenix is that I watched Napoleon. And man, I don't even know how I feel about Joaquin Phoenix. I've seen him in movies I love. He's a great actor, but I don't know how I feel about him. You know, it's always just fucking the quirkiest like performances, which I appreciate, and a lot of times the most real performances. I was talking about the movie Her, and it was just fucking creepy, man. But Napoleon was so good. And again, you want to talk about playing just a creepy fucking dictator. I remember when that trailer dropped in like the new Napoleon movie trailer, and people were like, "Oh, you're fucking making a movie about a dictator." Like, yeah. You're supposed to like tell people's stories. Like, how the fuck did this guy rise to power? There was so many like similarities between fucking Napoleon and loudmouth fucking Donald Trump. Like, you watch that movie and you'd be like, oh. A lot of fucking similarities there. Just like what a fucking creepy motherfucker he was. His wife was cheating on him. I never knew that. The Napoleon story that I had always been told, or I think, was like the love story between Napoleon and Josephine. It was kind of the way it was always presented, I feel like. But it was one of the more fucking, according, if this movie is halfway factual, is so fucking fucked up and dysfunctional. And just the fact, what was funny, because not a spoiler alert, it's fucking historical fucking fact that he gets, exiled to whatever island and he's just like, okay. And he wasn't even necessarily under guard. After he fucking lost whatever battle, he got exiled. And he's like, I'm fucking tired of this. I'm just coming back. And he comes back, and he fucking takes over again. And then he fucking gets exiled again. You know? Really fucking brilliantly well done. I think it was Ridley Scott that did that movie. And just from the battle scenes, from the cinematography, the fucking writing in there was fantastic. It was so real. And you can, and it totally just displays how a fucking dictator becomes a fucking dictator. Even though we're kind of trying to see it from our very eyes right at this moment. Those primaries in Michigan, by the way. But that, I'm going to have to watch that a couple more times. Even though he's just the dirtiest, creepiest. I don't think he took poops on anybody. Why did I have to go that route? You know, because I did a story about Vince McMahon taking poops on some lady some time ago. I didn't know that he had that kink, Napoleon, but oh boy, I don't know. But what I do know is it is fucking 4:20 somewhere, man. Check your watch. Time for your 4:20 break.
Hey, oh man, I got the fucking munchies real bad. How about you?
Hey. Smoke weed every day.
Alrighty, now we feel better and good about ourselves and smarter. None of that's true. What I do feel like is doing some headline scrolls. Let's take a look at some headlines. Controversial from France24.com. TV shows in the press. Okay. So it's a French story about Americans, which is fun to read these perspectives sometimes. What does it say? American parents accuse Peppa Pig of making their children brats. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the parents. Peppa Pig is not making your child a brat. I don't even know what Peppa Pig is. I mean, I know what Peppa Pig is, but I've never really watched it. Thankfully, I have not had to babysit my nephews and niece at this point in some time. So I'm not hip to all of those fucking shows, thankfully. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the parents making your kids brats. Pretty sure. What's next? Caroline Kennedy is in the Kennedy family, right? The, quote, Kennedy family? That big Kennedy family? U.S. Ambassador Caroline Kennedy prepares for shitbox rally across outback Australia. What the fuck is shitbox rally? Had a fundraising... This has to be Australian wording. Had a fundraising sausage sizzle ahead of the rally. Should I use an Australian fucking accent to read this? I won't, I promise. Kennedy quoted the words of her father explaining why the U.S. wanted to land a man on the moon. Caroline Kennedy is JFK's fucking daughter. Okay, that makes more fucking sense. Do I got to register and fucking... Oh, my God. Let's find out what the fuck. I don't care that Carolyn Kennedy was there, but I gotta Google shitbox rally. Shitbox rally. Shitboxrally.com. You don't have to be a car person to drive a shitbox worth less than $1,500 across Australia. You just need the desire to make a difference. Look, I would be fucking down for something like this. And I was really turned on to the what's the fucking European thing that they do, the Gumball Rally. I only watched that because Jackass did a bit where they followed the Gumball Rally around, and I'm like, that looks fucking really fun. Just that constant road trip, being up all goddamn night with your fucking buddies and just fucking racing across country would be awesome. This sounds really fucking fun. You don't have to be a car person. They raise money apparently for cancer research or something along those lines. So that's nice. How long is this thing, the event? Let's see. I mean, I fucking know. It says it's got to be a shitty fucking car and you're road tripping across Australia. And there's a lot of fucking Australia. Man, that could be on the fucking list, man, of places to go and people to see and fucking shit boxes to rally, you know? That'd be really fucking fun. That might have just made the bucket list, to tell you the truth. Shitbox rally. I love other countries so much. I really do. I really just love the idea of going and meeting other fucking people. And somebody actually said to me, a coworker actually said to me, that they had heard that, like, Australian dudes are assholes. I don't know this to be true. I do have the occasional download or view in Australia, so if you're watching or listening to this, please clarify. Is the ratio, because I know dudes there's a lot of asshole fucking dudes. I know this. But is the ratio of Australian men to other men from other areas, is it a higher ratio of fucking assholes? I don't necessarily know that I've never heard that before, but my coworker had heard that, and I don't know that to be true. It just sounds weird, you know. You guys, that's going to be it. I'm just looking at the time here and realizing I have shitty roads and places to be before I actually got to go to work today, and I want to try to get this up by 4 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to save some of those reactions for first thing Friday, and it was really good. I love it when I lose fucking track of time, man. So you have a good one. Check all the things. I'm doing all the things. You know what I'm doing. And it's time for me to get the flock out of here. Thank you.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there.
By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch!
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much! Peace out!
Good night, ladies.
What the hell? Everything!